sample market. But out of the stuff that I've heard and tried out, it's by far the best sounding too. And also, of course, because we're still to some point involved with it, me to some extent, in the sense that we still, even for the Metal Foundry, the latest release, have sampled my drum kit. And even though you can, of course, change out any single drum or cymbal within the MIDI drum kit, I still pretty much use the samples of my own drum kit, So that too, it's another step towards having a sound that is kind of similar, and that is going to be somewhat like that on the album as well, because at least it's the same drum kit, And for the Metal Foundry release, there was a whole bunch of different drum kits, and the aim was to have sounds that within the genres of rock and metal, that you could basically have anything that you want. If you wanted a 70s, like a Kiss sound, there was a huge Toma kit without with the concert toms, without the bottom heads, with the Remo black spot heads on them, and mic from underneath, so you really get that kind of sound, and big boomy, like Bonham sounding drums. And you had kits like my kit, and more metal, kind of tighter sounding drum kits. And there's just a wide array of not only drum kits, of course, but also cymbals, almost to the point of where it gets ridiculous. That's so much options that you have. And that too means that you can, using the Toontrack Metal Foundry for examples, you can cater to pretty much any kind of drum style or drum sound that you want, and regardless of whether you actually program drums for a record, or if you record it on MIDI drum kit, for examples, or even if you use real drums. Nowadays you can pretty easily, like after the fact, after you've recorded, you could actually, you have programs that reads those notes or those hits, and you can actually change them out too. And of course, if you use either that, or if you use triggers on the drums and want to be able to, even though you have maybe an old shitty kit and the drum heads, maybe you don't have the money to spend on brand new drum heads for the whole kit, you could still make it sound a lot more expensive than it necessarily has to be. And this studio, Atlantis studio here in Stockholm, just has an amazing sounding room too. So with that addition, the leakage option too, where you can have more or less of the room in the drum mixer, for examples, means that it's just limitless, the possibilities, as far as drum sounds go. Absolutely. About the name Metal Foundry, that was a name that I came up with. Frederick came to me and said that they have to have a name for the new product, and of course, as it was more related to and more pointed towards the users within genres of rock and metal, of course, so I gave it some thought, and Metal Foundry seemed like a once I kind of said it out loud, it just really made sense, because to me this tool is also about like what you actually use, at least we do, something that we use to kind of shape our metal, if you will, and hence Metal Foundry, and once everyone kind of agreed on that, it was a really good name for it, because I also kind of suggested that you could have, like, visuals could be like from inside a Metal Foundry, with like molten metal and all that stuff. And of course the graphics guy with Toontrack just immediately kind of took that to the next level and made a really cool artwork for it too, that really kind of, on the shelf, you really kind of, not only is it eye-catching, but it also, in the name and in the graphics of the product, it's really kind of obvious what it is, what kind of product it is. You got the buckets of molten metal, flowing underneath this like huge drum kit with double bass drums and a whole lot of cymbals and toms and everything. So you kind of immediately see it on the shelf, like, oh, that's probably something with metal sounding drums. I want it. I do want it. So it's, I mean, it really worked out well, and I think the name is cool, and the product came out really well, and the drums on there sound better than ever, you know. Not only due to the fact that Toontrack always strive to kind of refine the miking technique and all those things, but also the fact that Toontrack spend money on, you know, choosing the right studio for what you want, with the great sounding drum room, and actually putting a lot of effort into that, and that's obvious once you hear, you know, the finished product. It's just obvious that there's a lot of work, a lot of heart, and a lot of thought that's gone into making it sound the best possible, you know. For us as a band right now, we're at the point where we're starting to write a new album. It's been a little more than 2 years since the release of Obscene that came out in 2008. So we're kind of writing right now, and of course, again, now with the addition of the Metal Foundry, getting back to this mode where we actually program drums on a daily basis, you know, it's just again a reminder of how great a product it is, because we, you know, it's something that we now depend on and we use it every day. And for me, it's so easy to kind of make my own ideas as a drummer and my own like drumming ideas, to make them come to life, you know. So this is really an efficient and very helpful tool for us, you know.